Now, coming into this, I would say that Wayne is favored, but at the same time, even though Wayne is favored, Wayne, he's not the most active player currently. He's not the most active player. I would say that the skill gap between Wayne and the other top players here in the tournament has been shortening over time. The gap is closer than it once was, and with that, this can still go either way. And here we go. Spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Sandworm, we have our blue Zerg player. It is Wayne. And spawning in the top side, in the top right-hand corner of Sandworm, we have his opponent. We have the red Protoss player. He is a little bit strange. Let's go. Let us go. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. As a reminder, this is a best of 5, not a best of 3. And this is a prediction for the series, not for just the game. So best of luck with those predictions as we settle into Sandworm. Oh God, I keep forgetting. I apologize. I keep forgetting about the tuna. After this game, I'll do my best. I'll do my best to remember. Feels bad, man. Smurge. I do my best to remember those predictions as we are getting rid of the tuna as we are getting to Sandworm. When it comes to Sandworm, we are going to be featuring here these cones in the center of the map, these dragon's teeth, if you will. And the purpose of this is very similar to Neon Violet Square, similar but a little bit more unforgiving here, as it does limit the units that can make it through. Here, stalkers do not fit. Stalkers don't fit. Immortals don't fit either. Neither do Archons. Specifically, smaller units like workers, marines, zerglings, zealots, adepts, smaller, thinner units do fit through these teeth, because that engagement in the center can be a little bit awkward. Likewise, more dragon's teeth towards the edges of the map as well, and more importantly, the goal bases. We have goal bases into center. Not just the goal bases, the rush distance by ground is very short on this map, so aggression can be favored. Despite these goal bases looking a little bit exposed and having rocks to delay them, these goal bases are actually quite defendable, to be honest. We have found them to be very defendable here. We've actually casted a lot of matches here on Sandworm, and what we have found is that this goal base is quite difficult to engage into because of the dragon's teeth, because of the terrain, and because of the rocks. Like, it's quite difficult to break this location. But we'll get there. We will get there. For the time being, it's going to be a standard opener. Hatch gas pull into a third expansion. Wayne is moving out for his third base. Link speed is on the way. Pulls out of gas. Nothing crazy from the side of the Zerg player. Likewise across the map, Wayne opening up Stargate. Everything looking as it should. Wayne going to be opening Stargate. Stargate most likely into Oracle. We'll see if he does go for a Void Ray instead. As we're settling into our game, yo, a big shout out in the chat. Thank you so much, Gab. Thank you so much to Arcana Post. Oh my god, thank you so much for the Twitch Prime. We do appreciate the support in the chat. Thank you, God. Do appreciate the support. I hope you enjoy the casting, hope you enjoy the content, and hope you enjoy the StarCraft. Thank you so much. Of course, you can enjoy the emotes in the chat, and you can also enjoy replay packs. We do hand out replay packs to our subscribers, so you can join our Discord server. Otherwise, we do cast on a daily basis, multiple times a day, like today. Today, this is our third tournament. This is our third tournament broadcast. You can be a little bit nitpicky and say like our fourth broadcast, because we also had like a viewer replay cast as well, but really our third tournament broadcast. And we have all the content, Bobby, all the content, all the casting. We're live every single day, multiple times a day. We got you covered. As we typically have a broadcast in the mornings, or I should say, we have a broadcast more catered towards the European time zone and then the American time zone. 2 a day. Oh, the casting. For now, though, gonna be settling in. We do have our initial Void Ray. Void Ray does hunt down the Overlord, followed by the Oracle, followed by something different, a Robo follow-up. Okay, very interesting. Robo into Forge, into a delayed Twilight Council. This usually means Archon drop. Usually this means Warp Prism with a Temple Archives. Sorry, with Twilight Council, Temple Archives into Archons. We'll see. First Oracle moves out, it gets 3 drone kills. Does take down 3 workers. That's that's a big tooth. It's true. It's pretty big. It's a big dragon. It's a big worm, I should say. Worm? You know what I mean. But again, Robo's finishing up, +1 into Twilight Council, and again, we are expecting a War Prism, and we are expecting a Templar Archives here. Ooh, Immortal first. Okay, never mind. Does open up with a safety Immortal. Behind this, Adepts shade into the mineral line, getting 3 more drone kills, so we do get the recall, but last 2 Adepts do fall. Nice cleanup, nice defense. Wayne does defend. Likewise, we have the Roach Warren across the map, plus on range as well. And we'll see where Strange takes us. So Immortals, charge, into Temple Archives, into Archons. I had assumed this was going to be for an Archon drop, but it is not going to be the case. It's going to be for Immortals initially, then into Charger Archon. No drop play. So instead, Strange is building up a more robust death pool of an army early on. Lings, they confirm the Immortal. Big scout here for Wayne. And back at home is going Ling Hydra. Meanwhile in the chat, yo, shout out to Turbo Quacker in the chat. God, happy. Thank you so much for the gifted sub. Thank you, Turbo Quacker. Thank you. Big supporter of the channel. Do appreciate it. Do appreciate it. Always, always. Gifting us up to the community to Sam Alex Sheaf. There you go. Thank you. Thank you. Meanwhile, Wayne, he's droning on 3 bases, getting a 4th expansion, taking up towards Templar Archives, sorry, towards an Infestation bit. Meanwhile, Templar Archives on the way. As we mentioned, this is to get into Archon production. We had assumed it was going to be for earlier Templar Archives and earlier Archons, but it's actually delayed Archons instead in favor of faster Immortals. So it does deviate in a different direction. With this, he's going to have a larger Immortal counts, and that's going to lead into a pretty devastating push. So it's really early Immortal production from Strange. Likewise, we have Roach Hydra from Wayne. Wayne, he also confirms the tech. He confirms the timing here of some of the tech structures more specifically. Is getting into his hive tech, but you can see that Wayne hasn't overdroned. Now, you could make an argument that maybe at this point, Wayne should have at least fully saturated his 3rd base. Sorry, his 4th base, I mean. Getting up to 76 workers. I think I would agree with that, but it's a hard call to make just because you don't know how aggressive exactly Strange is being. We can see that he's still building up, but at any moment he can move out. And there it is, warping in extra Archons, extra Zealots. We can see now Wayne is droning, but it does feel like these drones are delayed. These are delayed drones, and now he's taking towards Lurkers. In the process of playing it safe for Wayne, it does mean that he's a little bit more inefficient. Oh, meanwhile, oh, that's a cancel. Does force a cancel. Does lay the expansion. And here comes the first sign of a move out, the War Prism. War Prism is designed to reinforce. Strange is going to be pushing. And again, it's got Archons, Immortals. Storm is not done, or I say it's not done, it's not researched. There is no Storm with this push. Just Archons, Immortals, charge lots, just again that death bull of an army. Lurkers are not ready for this, as the Lurker Den is still on the way. So it's going to be Roach Hydra. Baits out the stasis. Files don't quite connect. Strange moving in. But again, remember, Wayne, he was playing this out safe. Safe Arc hiding back. Force fields, they get broken down. Queens, they come into support. They can transfuse. They can attempt to. They get an Archon. They get 1. They get almost 2. Yeah, 2 Archons go down. Very nice pickups. We have Lings coming to reinforce, and we need those Lings here to surround. As the Archons are falling, and Wayne, he's holding. Yeah, he's holding. He's shutting this down. Takes down the charge lots. Where are those Lings, though? Uh-oh. It's going to be close. Yeah, key pickups here. Roaches, Hydras are falling. Lings, now they come in to reinforce, but is this too late? It's going to be close. Yeah, the Prism gets targeted. The Zealots, they clean up the Lings. And there's still 3 Immortals. There's still 3 Immortals remaining. Wayne, he has to back up. He has to evacuate. Likewise, Zealots, they do catch the 4th base. Expansion goes down, but there's not enough to keep going. Does recall. Whew. Okay, Strange, he recalls back home, and where exactly are we? On the one hand, Wayne economically is struggling. He's down to 65 workers at his 3-base economy, but he has the gold, and that makes up for it. So Wayne, his economy is still looking decent enough with that gold base. Meanwhile, his army is lackluster, but what do we have? Lunkers. Remember, the Lurker Den is done, Hive is done as well, and now we can embrace that Hive tech. So lurkers are on the horizon. Strange still has that terrifying composition of Immortal Archon. As the lurker count gets higher, this army becomes less effective. As you can imagine, lurkers are ideal against ground-based compositions or ground-based Protoss compositions. For the most part, I say for the most part, with enough Archon Immortal and against a low enough lurker count, you can actually tank shots. Like, this is a beefy army. It's very robust, so you can tank lurker shots and you can break through that. But again, it does depend on how many lurkers you're up against. Strange is committing. Cybercore on the way. Okay, has to rebuild his Cybercore as it looks like one was killed. Yeah, Cyber was killed here towards the right hand side. Looks like they go down to a run by. So we go Wayne moving in. Does move in. As he moves in, Lings, they do go for a counter attack, catching an Immortal, not bad. 13 probes, getting an Immortal. Ico's army moves in, yoinking into the lurkers. And Strange, Wayne, he can take this fight. Takes down 13 probes across the map. Zealots, they get a couple worker kills, but Wayne is holding. Wayne, he does hold, he does defend. Strange does poke in. Does poke in. Oh my god. Prism gets away. Prism does pull out. Just barely. Just barely escapes. When you see the Strange, he is somewhat taking up. We have a Robo on the way alongside Storm, but no Skytoss. No Skytoss yet. You see the army awkwardly move through the Dragon's Teeth. Does make it through. Lurkers do burrow. Abduct here on the Immortal, on both Immortals. Very nice pickoffs. And you can see how this army can just pick away at a ground-based composition. Yoinking Immortals, Archons, Colossus, you name it. We're just going for a counterattack at the same time. Massive warp into the main. Strange going for the main base, going for the mineral line. Hydra building up. Zealots, they don't trade amazingly here, but the Prism still survives. Still is a threat. Can always go back in. And Strange, he doesn't transition. he's not getting into Skytoss. He's committed here. He's like, I'm gonna make this work. Mass Immortal, Mass Archon. This time with Storm. I mean, it can. Likewise, Wayne, he hasn't been droning too much. The goal base is helping, but still not ideal. Oh, nice Storm. Yoinks an Immortal. Brings it down. Likewise, warping into the natural. Strange pulling Wayne apart. Catching out more workers. Getting a lurker as well. And you can see Wayne out of position. He's out of position. This army is doing nothing. The base is falling. One after the other. Massive storm. Drone's going to be going down. And so far, Strange just pulling Wayne apart. At the same time, Wayne going for a counterattack. Just the one lurker. Strange defends. Strange, he defends back at home. Brings down another expansion. Wayne going for a counterattack. Does abandon this. Going across the map. There's the recall. Strange making it back in time. So you get a storm. Storm popping up. Zoning back the Hydras. As Wayne will chase us back. I like how the Hydras can fit through, but I don't think the Roaches can. They slip away. Meanwhile, Strange, he just recalled, out of position. Lurkers are going for a massive counterattack. Going for another expansion. We're getting scrappy. It's getting scrappy here. Strange is trying to race back home. He splits up his army to defend and attack. Nexus goes down. No detection. Okay, Observer comes in. Observer comes in. Hydra from the south side. They take down the third base as well. Yeah, bases are falling. Strange, he's falling apart here. Getting caught out, getting surrounded. Likewise, catches a couple of Hydras. Does pick up a couple of Hydras. Strange trying to consolidate. Wayne, that goal base still putting in a lot of work. The Lurkers! No, the Lurkers! Lurkers get caught out. Massive pick up. He gets 2. Gets 3. 3 Lurkers go down. There's 4 left. Down to 3. And Masses on the Hydras, and it looks like Strange does take the better fight. Resets the Lurker count. Couple more morphing in. Again, this Death Ball of an army can still break through. It's how many? 9 Immortals. 9 Immortals and 7 Archons. They have the high ground. They deny the gold. Gold base mining is denied. At least he attempts to. Pulling back around. 5 drone kills so far, distracted by that 1 Lurker. Pulls back. Does pull back. In a head-on fight, I think I want to favor Strange here. It depends how many Lurkers there are, of course, but here there's 13. Okay, 13 Lurkers. This time here at the south side. Once again, not protecting the expansion. Okay, brutal feedback. Feedback's the Vipers. Storm on the Hydras. Brutal storms. Oh my god. Wayne, he stands in the storms. Oof. And looks like Strange, he's done it. Strange, he has done it. He breaks the expansion, takes down the Lurkers. A couple of Immortals are going down. Still an intense trade, but yeah, there's not enough Lurkers. Not enough Lurkers here. All 13 do fall. And Strange, he's done it. It's been a shaky game, very back and forth moments for both players. But I did mention before in the early game that Wayne, he was playing it very safe. Playing it very safe. Because that, he wasn't really getting into the best economy he otherwise could have. Had a shaky defense, and from there, Strange has been on top of him. With the Zealot Warpins time and time again, the counterattacks, the run-bys, he finds the drones, there's no escape. Recall back home. And Wayne, he's down to 27 workers. Again, barely an economy. Strange turning back around. Pulling back. Swag. Oh! Wayne, not quite catching up the High Templar. Not quite. And from here, Wayne, he's just hoping for Strange to overextend. To take a bad fight, take a bad trade. That's what he is hoping for. But at this point, he might be hoping for too much. How many Lurkers? 6. 6 Lurkers, there's barely any support. And the reality is, as we've seen multiple times, Strange, he doesn't have to push into this. He can just ignore the gold. He can ignore the gold base and go straight for the natural instead. And he's forcing Wayne to unburrow and push into him. And now suddenly he's more out in the open. Lurkers, they just fall one after the other. And Strange, he does it. He resets Lurker count. GG gets called, and Strange, he will take game number 1. Whew. GG. GG, well played, Strange. He will take a lead in the series. Again, a very intense game, and you can also see just how the size of the map does impact things. Because the map is so small, it didn't take long at all for either player to counterattack. To poke in, poke out, hit the bases, hit the fringe bases, catch reinforcements. It was very chaotic, and what we enjoy about Sandworm. GG. GG, well played. Again, Wayne, he never really had a robust economy. I think at most he drone up to 66, if that. At most 3 base saturation. Even though he was taken up into lurkers, he didn't really have the best economy. The gold base was carrying Wayne. The gold base did carry him for as long as it could, but only for so long. Only for so long. He again just didn't have the drone count that he needed. GG. GG, well played. Was overwhelmed, and with that, we're getting into game number 2. Let's go. Jumping into game 2. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Ultra Love, we have our blue Zerg player. We have our blue Zerg down in the series. We'll see if he can bounce back and recover and make a series out of this. It is Wayne. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the red Protoss player. The red Protoss himself leading the series 1-0. It is Strange. Go. As again, last game, Strange, he had a pretty passive early to mid game. If you remember, Strange, he went for an earlier robo, but that was only just for immortal production, and he didn't push out until he had 4 bases. Like, he was just slowly being more defensive, building up his immortals. He did attempt to harass a couple of times with the depths, but nothing major, just building up the immortals, building up the archons, until he was on 4 bases. Then he pushed. Then he pushed out, he broke free, and we saw him over. God damn it. God, feels tuna, man. God, sorry, just a little bit distracted. The problem is I can't remove this in game. It has to be out of game. Just because because we're in game and because we're using the application, it just doesn't allow you to remove it. So God. Next game. I'll be on it. Just a little bit distracted. But now that we can focus. Also, oh my god, as we jump in, to say big shout out to Acer313 in the chat. Gab, thank you so much for the 5 gifted subs to the community. Thank you as always, Acer. You've been gifting quite a lot of subs to the channel, so thank you so much for all the support. We do appreciate it. Hope Max Ranks, Base Habit, Organic Mooncurds, PJVJ, and Epinphrine? God. Hope you all enjoy the subs. Thank you. Epinephrine. Maybe. Another. We are jumping into our next game. And we do have our standard openers. Hatch Gas Pool out of Wayne, going for a 3rd expansion momentarily. Yep, going for the triangular 3rd. Meanwhile, we have Strange going for a Stargate opener. Just like last time. Yes, Strange did go for a Robo, but it was after the Stargate. It was Stargate, followed by the Robo of the Forge. So our eyes are open for that Robo Forge combo, and delayed Twilight Council. Now, I would imagine that the build that Strange had gone for was designed for these smaller maps. I'm thinking of Sandworm, I'm thinking of El Dorado, I'm thinking of Whispers of Gold, of course. These smaller maps in the map pool are more favored towards these more aggressive builds and aggressive borderline all-ins. So I'd imagine that we're more leaning towards those smaller maps. Here on Ultra Love, it's a little bit more complicated. Ultra Love is a smaller map, but very defendable. Very defendable because of the destructible tower here, because of the choke points, because of the points of elevation. Might be easy to just rename the cup at this point. Feels sparkling tuna cup. Feels sparkling tuna cup. For those that are curious, basically we just finished casting this. We just finished covering our own events, our own tournaments. But I did forget to remove the logos. I'll get on it. There's no tuna here. The tuna's in veg. Oh my god. Meanwhile, Void Ray Opener. Void Ray Opener hunts down the Overlords, and it is designed to hide the tech. To hide what? To hide a Skytoss rush. We're rushing into either Tempest or Carrier. Second Stargate gets thrown down. Fleet Beacon as well. We're popping off. Meanwhile, early Evo Chamber out of Wayne. Now, early Evo Chamber typically means +1 melee into Lings, into Ling Hydra. Wayne currently is in the dark. Yep, there's that melee upgrade into Ling Hydra. which typically would be okay, but right now we need anti-air. We need that prioritization on that anti-air. Alas, doesn't know yet. Is going for a safety Roach Warren. Again, Wayne is in the dark. His Overlord got sniped by the Void Ray. So safety Roach Warren. It is going to be carriers. Epinephrine. All right, okay. My apologies. All right, yeah, epinephrine, of course. I'm aware. Never seen it spelt before. Oh, okay. The Roach Warren gets cancelled, going for the Baneling Nest. Collapsing on the Adepts. Likewise, carriers have yet to be revealed. And Wayne, he's about to collapse on that third base, and in doing so, we'll see what's going on. How many queens? 6. Only 6 queens to defend. That's all the anti-air. Carriers are moving out. And they're revealed. There we go. Now he knows. Wayne, he's aware. Setting up Banelings, going for a Bane Bust. He should knock down the third. Carriers are moving in. Oh, Banelings are whirled forward. They bust into the mineral line. They shut down the shield battery. Nexus should fall. And the carriers, they commit. They commit across the map. Can we break down the natural, though? Banelings likewise waddling in as well. I'm not quite connecting. Carriers are going for the mineral line. Drone's going to be falling. Yeah, did you get workers? Drones are going down. At the same time, those things are going to bust down that wall. Yeah, Gateway's under fire. They're getting low. Secondary wall behind this. Carriers, they knock down the mineral line. They catch a queen. Spire's on the way. It's a late Spire. I mean, later Hive. Sorry, later layer, I meant to say. Queen's pushing forward. Limited transfuse. Yeah, transfuses are limited. Carriers, they move out. So the wall is solid. Strange, he defends. And that's going to be another queen falling. Clutch transfuse. Keeps one of the queens alive. Not all of them. The Spire. The Spire's exposed. It's going to go down. No, the Spire. I've been here before. As carriers, they shut down the Spire. One carrier may just barely go down. It's going to be close. Ooh, does fall. Nice pickup. Gets one carrier. One carrier for 19. There's 2 more. There's 2 more where that came from. Snipe one carrier, 2 more. They rise to take its place. They're going for the third. Lings, they don't get much done across the map. And here it comes Strange. Going for another mineral line. And again, there's no spores, no anti-air. Queens are trying to keep up. Lings, they go back to the wall. But this is game-ending damage. This is game-ending damage. Ay, ay, ay. Carrier back into the main as well. Queens, they can only transfuse for so long and for so much. Backup Spire on the way. Oh, Lings, they bust in. Oh, okay, not bad. Yeah, Lings, they bust down that front door. They do get into the main base. Probes are going to be falling. Nice damage. And do we force a recall? We do. One carrier does come back home. Depowers the Stargates. Meanwhile, more base is going to be falling. Lings, they will be cleaned up. Strange, he gets supply blocked. Corruptors are on the way. Is it enough, though? Is 9 Corruptors enough to deal with 4 carriers? 5 carriers, even. As Wayne is down to 2 bases, he pulls together his queens. He does have a transfuse. Does have a transfuse available. Gets one, gets every queen. Gets every single queen. Corruptor's still on the way. They pop out. There's no recall. Oh god, but the carriers, they shut them down. He gets one carrier. Gets one carrier and is barely gonna get a second. Oh my god. Just barely. Takes on a second carrier. More Corruptors filing in, going for the third carrier. And the final carrier is gonna go down. The queen putting in a lot of work. Cleans up the carriers. Whew. Not the cleanest trade, but a trade nonetheless. And now Strange, he's attempted to transition. He's got 3 more carriers remaining. Getting into Void Rays. Ooh, getting into mass Void Ray. And Wayne, the problem here is his economy. He's on 2 expansions. He's long distance mining, trying to retake his 3rd. Oh, me on Miss Rally at a Strange. Has to pull back. Has to pull back. More Void Rays amassing. And we'll see if Wayne can pull off this comeback. It's not going to be easy. it's not going to be easy here for Wayne. As Corruptors, they hit the natural. To hit the natural base. Oh! Pulling away. So far, does hold on. From here, Mass Corruptor can struggle. As you can imagine, Void Rays are a counter to Corruptors. So Corruptors are going to need either Queen support or Spellcasters. Specifically, Infestors for fungal growths, Vipers and Parabombs, Spores, and being more defensive. So Wayne, he's backing off, taking more expansions, turtling up. We can see Strange going for his own proxy gateway into what looks to be a ground switch. Yeah, massive gateway explosion. We have 4, soon to be 5 gates on the way. Blink alongside +2 air attack. Jesus. It's quite a hefty upgrade lead here for the Sky Toss. Yeah, Corruptors have to respect the Void Rays. In a head-on fight, the Corruptors will lose. Especially with Prismatic Alignment. Strange does move out. Strange moves out. Wayne trying to keep up. Since I play like Cobra. Oh no. Does King Cobra still play? It's been a while since I've heard that name. Yeah, Corruptors, they go for the dive. It's going to be 13 Corruptors. They do get some of the Void Rays. They pick off 1 carrier. But the Stalkers are the real threats. And the Stalkers, they will snowball out of control. GG gets called, and Strange, he will take a 2-0 lead. Whew, GG. GG, well played, Strange. He is up 2-0. He is 1 game away from advancing on to the grand finals. 1 more game is all that Strange needs. Wayne has been struggling here against some more unorthodox builds whipped out by Strange. Game 1, of course, going for a bit of a later, in a way, all-in, like with a mass Robo Immortal Archon army. Here in Game 2, we did see a rush into Carrier. Unfortunately, Wayne had no idea. He did not scout. He did not confirm until it was too late. Coming into Game 3, what haven't we seen? We haven't seen Glaive Adepts. There's Glaive Adepts, Dark Templar. Am I thinking too standard? Should I think more outside the box? What haven't we seen? Mothership Rush into Recall into the main. Wait, where you go Mothership, Mass Sentry, you recall into your opponent's main base, and then you force field the ramp. True. We haven't seen that, I suppose. What else haven't we seen? Cannon Rush. Proxy Void Ray. Let's find out. As spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Whispers of Gold, we have our blue Zerg player. Oh, we have our blue Zerg player. Okay, just going for the extractor trick. We have our blue Zerg down in the series 2-0. Can he bounce back? Can he recover? It is Wayne. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have the red Protoss player, the red Protoss himself, leading the series 2-0. It is Strange. Here we go. So we are going to be settling in. So far, app openers are standard, but the map is not. Welcome one and all to Whispers of Gold. God damn it. God. Like, I was distracted by the Sky Toss and the Carrier Rush. Okay, it caught me off guard. But we are getting into game number 3. And loading into Wisps of Gold, of course. Wisps of Gold is a rush map. It is the smallest map in the map pool, at least the current ladder map pool, I should emphasize. The third and fourth base are very exposed. What do I mean by that? Well, even the natural. No ramp coming into the natural, no ramp coming into the linear third, and there's a very wide ramp coming into the fourth base, along with the triangular third base, alongside rocks that we knocked down as well. So you can have a greater concave, a greater push coming in towards this expansion, likewise towards this base as well. As a result, all-ins are quite favorable. They're quite popular here on Wisps of Gold. Rush distance by ground is also very short, so we often see a lot of aggression on this map. And it goes both ways, right? It goes for like 3 base all-ins from Zerg players or 2 base all-ins from Protoss. Aggression is favored. And we'll see what we go for. See what we go for. So now Wayne does get his third, and it is going to be a Stargate opener. Now, I really like the idea of Strange opening up Void Ray again. If you remember, last game he opened Void Ray to hunt down the Overlords and to hide his tech, and to go into Carrier Rush. This time, Void Ray opener, not necessarily into Carrier, into whatever he wants, even a standard game, but to keep his opponent in the dark and to play mind games, to make it look like the same build, and, get into the head of Wayne. So we'll see if he does go for the Void Ray. Based on the rally, it should be the Void Ray. Yeah, there it is. Void Ray is on the way, as he is rallied towards that Overlord to hunt it down. Now from here he can hide tech. He can go for a Fleet Beacon into Carriers again. He can go into a Twilight Council into Glaive Adepts. He can go Twilight Council into DTs, or he can go for a Twilight Council Forge later after the third and go for a standard game. Strange has options. We go. Now see Void Ray is moving out. So let's get the Overlord. Overlord does 4. You can see here it is going to be a Twilight Council and a Gateway Explosion. Okay, so early Twilight Council on 2 bases before the third. This could be one of 2 things. So this should be Glaives. If this was a standard player, I would assume Glaives. If we were casting Hero, I would assume Blink. Hero, he's very fond of rushing into early Blink, into a third, into like 3-gate Blink all in. But Strange, I'm feeling Glaive Adepts. There's a third. There is that third expansion. Show us what you got. I mean, both upgrades have their place, and we'll get into it once we confirm. And there it is, Glaives. Yeah, it's going to be Glaive Adepts. Now, this is not an all-in. I should emphasize that. There's no Robo, there's no... Oh, the fake out going into +1 air attack. Okay. I love it. I'm assuming this is a fake out and he's not going to let it finish. But +1 air attack is on the way. Lings, if they scout this, then, I mean, it is almost confirmation. Adepts, they recall back home. But what I mean by that is not all in. It is going to be 4-gate Glaives. There's no Robo, there's no War Prism, there's no way to reinforce across the map. This is a way to harass, to do crippling economic damage, and to get into a 3-base economy. From here, you typically do transition out of this into Blink, into Immortals. Lings, they rotate. And Wayne, with this rotation, he should spot that Cybercore. He should confirm. I mean, I say confirm. I mean, you know what I mean. Oh, there's a cancel. Does he start up again? Not quite. Ooh, Adepts are revealed. Big sign. Big scout here. Wayne, he knows. He knows what's going on. Roach production has begun. He did make that safety Roach Warren, and he sees the army coming. That's a lot of Adepts. How many? 16. 16 Adepts against 3 Lings. But again, Roach production has begun. Are the Roaches too late, though? Is it too little too late? Remember, the rush distance by ground is short, so the army's already here. It's already arrived. Roach is just now popping out, and Adepts, they shade into the mineral line. They go for the Roaches. Flush Transfuse. 5 drones going down. They do get 1 Roach. Going for the second. Oh, and this is getting out of hand. It's getting out of hand. The Queens are falling one after the other. They are denied the shade, but they kill the Queens. The Adepts, they don't care. They kill drones, they kill queens, they kill roaches, they don't care whatever they can get their hands on. They threaten another shade, catching another roach. Oof, roaches, they do get picked off one after the other as they're attempting to amass. Another shade, this time he gets in. Yeah, this time he shades past the army, gets into the mineral line. He does commit. Drone's gonna be falling if we target fire. Yeah, boys pulled for a moment. Now, Wayne, he will defend. Wayne, he will clean this up, but not after losing 14 drones. 16! 16 drones go down. And Wayne, he's behind. He's forced into an all-in at this point. He has to counterattack. He has to do some kind of counter damage. Now, thankfully, what do we have? Speed. Roach speed and +1 attack about to finish up. Wayne, he is pushing. And what's he walking into? He should be walking into that Void Ray. Yeah, the Void Ray's in position. And all it takes is one Void Ray, and Wayne, he has to back off. He backs off, Void Ray defends. Army's building up. And Strange is ahead economically. He could do with a 4th expansion, true. He could do with another base, as he is oversaturated. Wayne, meanwhile, is trying to recover, re-droning, getting into Roach Hydra. The composition is fine for what it is, but unfortunately the economy is not. Wayne, he's stuck just re-droning, taking gases, getting a 4th expansion for Larva. Wayne isn't dead, but he's not out of the woods yet. Oh, and that's 6 gateways. Jesus. That's going to be a 10-gate setup. 10 gateways on the way for Strange. It looks like Strange, I mean, he made a choice. He could either expand or do this, or throw down this many gateways. Did I say 10 gates? 12 gates. It's going to be a 12-gate 3-base all-in. I mean, he could just expand from here, but no. He's just going to keep going, waiting for the Warp Prism. He's got +1. He's going to be pushing. And the supply does lie. Wayne, he has inflated supply because of the roaches. It's not too efficient, and we're still waiting for the warp pins. And for the pylons as well. There we go, Strange pushing forward. Pylons are finishing up. Warp pin is available. Reinforcing with Adepts instead. I mean, hey, they have glaives, true. Does reinforce. He's got a massive amount of sentries. He can force field. Can, and he will. Locking down the army. Getting into the base. Getting into the hatchery. Wayne, he has to evacuate. And is being locked down. Yeah, it's being locked down here and now, bleeding out more roaches, more hydras. And Strange is not stopping. Yeah, he's not stopping, just gonna keep pushing forward. Likewise, Prism is safe behind this. Extra Warpins, dives on the Hydras. And Wayne can't keep up. Wayne, after those losses early on, he cannot keep up, not against this 3-base all-in. As Strange, he's going through undefeated. GG gets called, doesn't drop a single map here. 3-0, Strange advances on to the Grand Finals. GG. Ooh, GG, well played. Strange with a very strong showing here. No standard games. We had just non-stop aggression here. Here, of course, we had the Hidden Glaive Adepts into 3-base all-in with 12 gateways, a 12-gate 3-base all-in. Before this, of course, the Carrier Rush. Before that, we had a bit of a longer game, that is true, but not the most orthodox game, with Strange also just building up on 4 bases, getting to Mass Immortal Archon, Charge, likewise snowballing out of control. GG, well played. Strange, he will advance on to the Grand Finals, and the question becomes, does Wayne have an opponent? Does he have an opponent? As it looks like we do have other matches wrapping up.